Hey, it's Quicksilver, and welcome to another Horseshoe review. When we come back, we'll talk about the diamond tournaments. Alright, so let's get into it. These horseshoes are the diamond tournaments. These specific ones are made in Duluth, and they are drop forged right here in the United States here. And these shoes are marked 2.5 pounds. I've highlighted it. These shoes have been used quite a bit by myself in my earlier years of horseshoe pitching. Never had one break, and I had 2 sets. So you always shoot four shoes in practice. Around 2007, 2008, I think we changed away from the tournament diamonds, and we started throwing challengers. So this was about 8 years I threw this shoe in league play. So this is made by the Diamond Tool and Horseshoe Company, and like I said, this is drop forge, and they do have one of their newer designs. This is a grip positioner, this little notch right here, and it had hardened tips and also a increased radius for holding the horseshoe and gripping the horseshoe. And it also states that it had a dead soft center, so I'm assuming that the ringer breaker in this area is dead soft. This is a wider, deeper caulk than some previous models that they had. So those are the refinements when they made the shoe. I specifically don't like the ringer breaker anymore, because when I do throw it, I have the toe caulk down, and that gets in my way. I'd rather have two things. I'd rather have no ringer breaker, and I'd rather have a straighter, flatter radius in here, so I can get my whole hold hand in there and not have to worry about where it is on the radius. So let's get right into it. First thing we're going to do is we're going to establish the Quicksilver Balance rating. And by doing that, I've taken the shoe, measured it. This one comes almost exactly to 7.5. So I've marked the center points of the shoe, and all we do is put it on the balance beam and get it to balance. And there you go. And up here you'll see just how far off balance this is. They do have heel cleats, but they're not a lot of metal like some other shoes. Like Challengers have the double heel cleats, and the Easy Flips have very large, pronounced heel cleats. So these are, I'd almost say minimal. They're enough to do the job. I never had a problem with these flipping. So there we go. And then we'll go ahead and measure from center out, and this is about 3/4 off center. So in that aspect, this gives a +12 Quicksilver Balance rating. Now in the past, some of the larger ones for the QBR, the high temp stay-ons, this is equal to the high temp stay-ons, that also had a 12. And the old Broncos and the new Broncos were a 0, and the newer Broncos were +4, and Challengers were +5. So this is on the lighter end of the spectrum and equal to the high temp stay-ons. The high temp stay-ons had more metal up here because of the extra hooks, so that's what set those off. So these are a slower flipping shoe, and I'd almost venture to say that these would be better suited for turning, which we will do outside after we're done with this review. So like I said, this is a +12 on the QBR. So they won't turn as fast. They won't flip as fast for you, but I'm sure that they'll do awesome turning. So on this one, we are going to establish the the hooking power rating, and we do that by coming straight across here, touching the hook, then bringing it into touching the stake, and then we find where that comes up to the shoe. And this is actually the hooking power rating is established off of a 5-point system, and this comes in at 5.5 inches, which would be a 5.5. So this is actually 5. If it came in at 5, it would be 0. So this is actually like a negative 0.5. So we're when I have that, I definitely want to mention that it's a negative 0.5, but we'll just set that at 0. The hooking power rating for the Challengers was at a 0, but remember I did shave those with a grinder and filed that in because they didn't seat on the stake correctly, and you'll see these sit very nicely. There's very little room underneath there for so these grab the stake pretty nice. So these wouldn't be able to be shaved. So the Challengers, once I shaved them, they actually did a little bit better and got a little deeper onto the stake and actually got a 0.5. And the new Broncos actually were pretty bad. They were at a 0. It was actually a 6. They didn't reach the shoe until it was a 6. So that would actually be, if we go under the 0 scale, that'd be a -1. And the old Broncos did a lot better. Those were a 4.5. When I came around, they came around at a 4.5. So that'd actually be a plus 0.5 on the hooking power rating. And like I said, these tournament diamonds would actually be a negative 0.5. So they don't have deep hooks. And it sort of seems like that right around 0 is a standard. The high temp stay-ons were 0, but the inner hooks, you remember I cheated and actually did the inner hooks, and it came out to 3.5. So there was those inner hooks. Once they grab in, they're almost grabbing 3/4 of the stake around in circumference. So once you get them into those rear hooks, you're pretty much guaranteed that shoe's going to stick. So just in review, the tournament diamonds come in at a plus 12 QBR, Quicksilver Balance rating. That means there's more steel up here than it is down here, so it's weighted more on the toe. And the hooks, not immensely large hooks, so we'll give those a negative 0.5. So and that's basically that for those shoes. What we'll do is test these for a these are going to come in at 2.8 pounds, 2 pounds 8 ounces. So we'll go ahead and zero this out, and then we'll put it on there. And even with a whole bunch of filing over the years, I did file these. I don't file the Challengers. Those are dead soft shoes. Use its other partner shoe to just tap down any burrs. And these are a drop forged. So if I get a burr on here, I will try to tap it down. And if it doesn't work, I actually did a lot of filing with these in the past. Always had a file, and when I first started, because I just assumed that that's what everybody did. And now I just don't like filing. I'd rather smash the burr down and keep that metal in there. So, and like I said, there's not a lot I know about these. Like I said, I don't know when they were first produced and when they stopped being produced. I do believe that these are not being produced anymore, and Omega has a competition shoe which is similar to this. So I believe you cannot buy these anymore. There might be some new old stock out there still on eBay and different people selling them, but if you still pitch these, they're out there, and you can still pitch them or find them to pitch them. But they're definitely out of production now. So, and that's it for that little stage of the review. And now we will go outside and I will flip them and also turn them. See how they both do that. Okay, let's go outside. All right, we're going to start turning these first instead of flipping, and we'll see how they do. See how fast I can get acclimated to turning these. Usually it takes me 20 to 40 shoes before I start hitting, so first few are going to be pretty wobbly. So not as wobbly as I thought coming out of my hands for the first two shoes. They do feel thin. They do feel there's not a lot of meat on these blades here. So that's throwing me off a little bit, and that's putting my grip off a little bit. So shoes 3 and 4. Shoe 3 would look pretty good. Shoe 4 looked, it felt good coming out of my hand, but then in the air you saw that wobble, so that was more or less a lucky shoe. So now that I've actually got it on, and I thought it would take 20 to 40 shoes to get acclimated to these, but right out of the gate, I'm doing pretty good with them. All right. So turning them, I have no problems with them. They actually feel decent, and as quickly as I'm throwing 6-packs, that gives me confidence that if I walked up to these and my partner in a blind draw was throwing these, I can definitely definitely to throw a turn with them. But now let's see, after quite a few years, I think about 12 or 13 years, see what I can do with the flip on these. Alright, two things that I already noticed. That the ringer breaker is messing me up. I'm throwing it left. That might be because of my grip. So I have to figure out a grip with this ringer breaker again. And also that I'm throwing it into the backstop, which is the difference where I'm usually used to a 2-pound 10-ounce shoe, and well, I got to dial it down a little bit. So let's see what I can do. Shoes 3 and 4. Alright, so I'm more centered. That first one was still 42 feet. So I'm getting closer. We'll get it. So that's much better. That's shoes 5 and 6, and I'm already throwing 6-packs. It is sort of cheating because I had thrown these previously for many of years, so it was just finding out where that gripping spot that I had back then is. So let's see if I can put it 40 feet and center post again in shoes 7 and 8. So not bad. I am consistent with them on the early end of a warm-up. That first one was a little hot and heavy, that's why it came off, but it was centered and open. And the second one was, I dialed it down a little bit and it was centered. So consistency is the key with these. And so let's try 9 and 10. I think that would definitely count. It's on the back side of the stake, so it's a little tougher but that was definitely a ringer. So in closing, I always thought that I'd want to stay away from these, but I have no problems with these shoes. So with another shoe that had a ringer breaker with it, with a I wouldn't call this a huge caulk. I'd call that a pretty much a standard, like a medium road caulk height, and it's not sharp, it's smooth. It might have been from a lot of play. So throw in a brand new diamond tournament, that caulk might not be as smooth and sort of bashed down a little bit. You've seen quite a few years of play, but I don't think they're going to be that much more pronounced than they are here. So I definitely could play with these in a doubles tournament. If somebody walked up to me and says, "Hey, have you ever shot these before?" Where coming out here before this, I would probably shy away from it, but just this little test here gave me some confidence in these again, and I would have no problem doing again with these. So now we're just going to do some slow motion shots, see how these fly through the air for you. How you doing? Welcome behind the curtain. Hope you enjoyed that one. And took a lot of editing, but got it done. Hope you guys are staying safe through this pandemic. And I just want to give you a brief glimpse into the future of what I have coming out. I actually bought an Oculus Quest. It's a virtual reality headset, and I'll be doing a few videos of that. I know you guys aren't too worried about that, but we haven't been having the great weather in here in Illinois, so I haven't been going outside and doing a lot of horseshoes. But once the warmer weather picks up, I will definitely be pushing out a lot more horseshoe videos, and hopefully our leagues will start soon. Hopefully we don't skip this year. And let me know how your leagues are going. If your leagues are still at a standstill now and waiting for bars to open, or are you guys sneaking out playing, or what's going on? So throw in a comment down there and let me know how you guys are doing. We're looking, I'm hoping inside the next month, hopefully we'll be able to get out to a bar, get out to all our bars, and all our bars will be open and allow us to play. And that will push us into the fall months, where I think we've played 6 or 8 weeks into the fall months anyways for our fall leagues with no problem. So I think we can get our full season in still, even though we're going to be starting a month late. So I don't think that's going to be too much of a problem, starting 4 weeks late and ending 4 weeks later than we normally do. So we can crunch a few weeks together and get it all done. So let me know in the comments how you guys do. And also, if you've ever shot these tournament diamonds, also let me know what's going on. And if you found this, and it's the first time you're here, put 3 question marks in the comments, and I'll add you to my Facebook group with the rest of everybody else who has found this behind the curtain add-on to my videos. And to find the other prior behind the curtain episodes, just look in the thumbnail on the bottom left hand corner. You'll see a Q and a number. Starts with Q1, so go back to the, I believe it's the Challenger review, horseshoe review, and that's Q1. And any thumbnail with a Q and then the number, and you can look back at all the past behind the curtains and check it out. So thanks again for watching this video. Thanks for staying with the entire video all the way through. I give that 1 minute pause in there to fake people out, and yeah, seems to be working real good. We're definitely a private group back here behind the curtain. Thanks for watching.